I want to turn to a little bit of a lighter note and bring Heather in here. Heather, take us to the moment. If you can remember as best you can.
When she first saw me?
No, I was gonna do one step beyond that. Take us to the moment where you first thought, if he asked me to marry him, I would say yes. Paint us that picture a little bit.
I don't even know that.
Yeah, Tim, good one.
Revealing secrets here on Unapologetic.
Okay,
yeah.
so I don't remember that particular moment, but I do remember us being in Beverly Hills on Rodeo Drive. We were sightseeing because I was a country girl, spending my summer from Arkansas in California, and I was making him take me to all these wonderful places in California. Yeah. So we happened to be on Rodeo Drive, and our marriage it's a hard marriage. We have to work at it. And even when we were dating, we conflicted a lot. Mm-hmm. But I remember being on Rodeo Drive, we had gotten in an argument, and I was just like not happy. But I remember looking at you, and I've told you this story going, but I love him. I do. Mm. I love him. I think he's my person. So maybe that's kind of the answer to your question.
No, that's a good question.
So
that's a good answer.
Yeah, that's how it was for me.
I am your person.
You are my person. You're my wonderful, flawed person, and I'm your wonderful, flawed person.
That's exactly
right. Well, I think that's interesting that came in a moment of conflict,
right.
Not necessarily in a moment of bliss. It wasn't in a moment of bliss that you were saying, man, I'll be with this person forever because this is such a great moment, but that it was in a moment of opposition where you're like, even in this moment of opposition, I can still, see myself with this person forever because they're my person. Bobby, do you have a similar moment where you were like picking out the ring or headed to pick out the ring or asking her dad for permission or whatnot?
Well, I wouldn't have minded marrying her the first time I saw her at 5223 Nellbrook Drive, where her parents lived. I actually met her. I never went on blind dates, and I was on a blind date. It was the only blind date I ever had.
With someone else.
With someone else, and I was wishing I wasn't on a blind date because when I saw her, she was with her boyfriend. And I thought, man, I wish I was taking her out because we just hit it off. We were both new Christians. We were talking and engaging. And her and her boyfriend ended up breaking up not long after that, and we started dating. But I was definitely drawn to her early on. But it's true, I wasn't equipped to know how to relate. Like just the way I grew up with conflict, it was a mess. And then all the drugs and the alcohol and promiscuity. I met her when I was 6 months clean. She'd go to AA meetings with me. But I had so much to grow in as it relates to knowing what it means to take care of a woman, what it means to be responsible. I mean, literally, Tim, I went to go get a job at Chili's, and I didn't go in to take the test because I was feared I wouldn't get the menu memorized. And I came back to her parents' house to see her, and she was really concerned by that. She's like, I need to know that if we're going to do life together, that you can work. But I was so discouraged at that stage of my life, very, very insecure, and just really little did we know both of our backgrounds would contribute to so much work that we would have. And there's just tough seasons in marriage. But one thing that I love about my wife, and that I've told her many times, is we have forgiven each other so many times, and we're still here. And, we have so sometimes you get these people, they just got this amazing marriage, but it's really easy and they don't have to forgive each other a lot. But my hat really does go off to those couples who are in the ring a lot, and it's not easy, and they bring a lot of trauma and pain in. And yet you fast forward 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and they are still in the ring together. Yeah. And they have forgiven each other over and over and over again. Heather and I can truly say, if it wasn't for the gospel, we wouldn't have what we have.
Yeah,
and it is because of the gospel that keeps us trying to fight for this thing we're talking about, the apologetics of marriage, defending it.
I mean, because at the end of the day, we heard this early on, and I think it really served us well in our marriage, is that love is a decision. It's not a feeling. Yeah. And, we did bring a lot of baggage into our marriage. We did. We didn't grow up in Christian homes. We had all the things. But when you realize, I don't have to wake up and feel goo-goo eyes over my spouse every day. Yeah. It's a decision that I am making. And marriage is hard work. It takes grit. It takes resilience. It takes forgiveness. It takes sacrifice. And, it's not for the faint of heart. But I think that is how we set ourselves apart as Christians, because the world says, hey, you do you, boo, right?
Yeah.
It's not working for you. You just move on. It's okay. Yeah. Find you another. Quit when you want to quit. But I think when you belong to the Lord, you realize you've said yes to a covenant, and you've said yes to hard times, sickness, and in health. And I think that has served us well.